Hey everybody! Welcome back to Tea and Sweets with Miss J. Of course, you guys know I'm your hostess with the mostest, Miss J, aka Miss Simone Jackson, here to bring you guys another great episode of Tea and Sweets. Of course, you guys know we always have amazing guests on here, and today is no different. We do have a really great guest on here. She is a producer, a filmmaker, and she just released her first feature film, Hot Mess Wedding Dress. And I'm really here to be talking with her today. Please, everyone, give a warm welcome to Miss Stefanie Davis. Hi, Stephanie.
Hey, hey, thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. We appreciate you being on here today. I really thank you for taking your time out here and speaking with Tea and Sweets. We are always excited to have guests on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is going to be so fun.
Absolutely. So, Miss Stefanie, before we get deep and dive into your feature film, I want to know, though, what began your passion for filmmaking?
Well, like a lot of filmmakers, I started out as an actor. I did some acting in high school as well as directed our senior play. And then about 6 years ago, I moved from Kansas City to Florida because of a chronic migraine illness that I had. And I'd always played it safe. And I was like, you know what? I love the arts. I just want to go back into it. And I went back into acting. And then after a while, it's like, oh, well, all of the roles that we seem to get are must have nudity or insignificant female characters or just people that I didn't really like playing. And so I was like, well, maybe I should just do my own thing. And it just kind of sparked from there. And I haven't looked back. I love it.
Oh, we are loving it too. We are loving it too. We are loving the different types of films you're going to be able to make. But we got to know, being a filmmaker, and we all know being a female filmmaker is not always easy. But what would you say is the most difficult aspect of filmmaking?
The hardest part is always, finding the money or finding the resources to make a film. It seems that writing and putting things together are a lot easier, but then once it gets to the part where it's like, oh, well, we need to make sure everybody's taken care of, and we need to make sure that the film is executed properly, that's when things get really difficult. But thankfully, I have an amazing group in Tampa, and we're all part of each other's projects. And so a lot of times, I'll do a favor for them, they do a favor for me, vice versa. And we just all come together and make things that are absolutely fun and beautiful and in so many different genres. And it just kind of all comes together.
Love it. That's what you call teamwork makes the dream work, people. Teamwork makes the dream work. That is a definition for that. But going on a little bit more, who do you look up to in filmmaking wise? Who's your inspiration?
There's so many people that inspire me as a filmmaker, and I actually got to work with one of my inspirations, Mr. Kevin Smith. Last year, he filmed a feature in Sarasota, Florida, and I was part of the crew on there. So it was really great to see how he worked, and it really inspired me to just jump in and get it done. And it actually made me think, I need to make my first feature. I need to make this happen. And so it was really great to be able to work with a hero and then have it spark to be like, well, he made his first feature by saying, screw it, I don't want anybody else to tell me what to do. And I wanted to do the same thing. I'm also very, very inspired by so many amazing female filmmakers, Deborah Granick, Sofia Coppola, Greta Gerwig, so many amazing women that are just like, screw it, we're going to tell our stories. And even those male filmmakers that are telling these amazing female stories, like Ari Aster's Midsommar, oh my God, it was just an amazing film. And it just came out digitally too. So if you haven't seen it, you have to see it. Like the way that he personifies grief and what a woman goes through, especially with losing a family member, but also in this strange environment and so many internal things that are happening to her. Florence Pugh is just amazing as an actress. And it's just, I love the trend that we're starting to come to now. We have Lauren Scarna, and I think I just pronounced her name wrong, with Hustlers, and she is just making waves right now. J-Lo is killing it with Constance Wu, Lizzo, Cardi B, like all these amazing women are on the screen now, and it's just such an amazing trend to see, and I want to see it so much more.
Oh, me too. I love both Midsummer Dream and, of course, Hustlers. I definitely agree with you. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely go see it. Both films are amazing. I knew I felt a filmmaking connection with you, Stephanie. We definitely have the same taste in different filmmakers. If we ever meet, we need coffee, we need a movie date. That's all. That's all I have to say for that one. So going on to number 4, what is the inspiration behind your first feature film, Hot Mess Wedding Dress?
So it's a really interesting, crazy story. I made a short film for an action film challenge that I was like, you know what? Let's just do a wedding. At first we were like, let's do a single location, very easy thing. I'm like, nah, let's do a wedding. It'll be fun. So we made this wedding short film called I Now Pronounce You with Eva Lee Cedrez, who becomes the lead for Hot Mess in a Wedding Dress. And we created all of these things for this wedding. We had the dress, we had these bridesmaid dresses, and I had a couple extras. We had my amazing production designer, Melissa McNearney, put together all these really great props. And then at the very end of it, I was like, oh, I really want to make a feature. And I went to Belize for a week. It's a beautiful country in Central America. There's an island off of there called Cape Cocker. I spent a week there. I said, I'm going to go away for a week and I'm going to come back and I'm going to have a feature film script. And when I went away, I was like, well, I have all this wedding stuff. I need to figure out something for this wedding. Mm-hmm. And I just decided I really wanted to destroy this wedding dress that I bought at a Goodwill for the short film. It's like, well, I can't get everything out of it unless I just completely destroy it. And so Hot Mess in a Wedding Dress just kind of came in from there. And I'm the kind of person that when I write relationships, I don't like to write the whole traditional guy and girl get in a fight and then they make up later. I thought this would be a much better story if it was about the internal struggles of a woman who doesn't really connect with being a bride, being a wife, and all of a sudden she's having to come to terms with it. She's trying to connect to this dress, but then she spills wine all over it, and there's so much chaos that comes with it, and there's so many things internally that she's working on. And I thought that this dress could be a beautiful canvas to tell a story of a woman just going through that struggle that a lot of women go through but don't talk about.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Kind of playing on to that question a little bit more, for the new audience discovering who you are, tell them why they should see Hot Mess Wedding Dress.
So I think you should see Hot Mess because it's a little bit more of a character study than something that you've seen typically with a rom-com. You get to kind of explore who Bella is, how she's becoming a wife and becoming a bride, and really get to have some fun with these characters that come into play. And then you also get a little bit more of some of my style, which has a lot to do with color psychology. The colors on the frames, the colors tell the story. So you'll see red and pink, and it's like love and passion, but then you'll see yellow that's very happy. Dark purple is more of an uncertain color. And there's so many different colors that are part of the film that gets you to feel a certain way. And I think for people who really like rom-coms but kind of want to see something different, it's a good film for them. And then people who don't like rom-coms, have been told really enjoy it because it's more of getting to know the character rather than the typical rom-com story.
Awesome. And I really hope people take that in. Definitely see Hot Mess, because I definitely have to agree. It is a nice, refreshing addition to the rom-coms. It's definitely not your typical rom-com or your rom-com at all, but it does have a lot. So I really do hope everyone just takes into that and definitely checks out your feature film. But Miss Stephanie, can you describe, whether, emotionally, mentally, and physically, what it was like to create your first feature film?
It was a lot. We did a lot of prep. I'm very in on fixing it in pre-production. So we shot the film in 8 days, which is very unheard of. Very tough.
Wow.
Yeah. Typically it takes a couple of weeks to make a feature. Some people it takes a couple of years. But for me, I was like, I got 8 days to make this happen. We're going to make this work out. And so it was a lot of prep. I learned a lot from it. And I had the most dedicated, amazing team with me on and off camera. My actors are people I've worked with and some people that I haven't worked with before, but were very dedicated. And everybody was just really into it. And we were having a lot of fun with it. and it's just a big labor of love project, and I can't wait to make my next one.
Oh, yes, me too. Power to that. I cannot wait either. Miss Stephanie, I want to make sure my audience keeps up with you and your work 24/7 all day. Where can we follow you on social media?
So on social media, I am Gypsy Filmmaker on all of the handles. And then my company, Bouncy Boxer Media, is throughout all the handles. On Twitter, you can't do too many letters, so it was Bouncy_Boxer. And then Hot Mess is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you look up Hot Mess Movie or Hot Mess in a Wedding Dress, you should find us. But yeah, I'm a little bit more on my own socials than all the others. It's hard to keep up nowadays.
Right.
So much.
No, I totally agree. It is. I totally agree to that. So, but I really hope my audience, definitely go follow Miss Stefanie Davis. Make sure you guys definitely check out Hot Mess. I definitely think you guys will love it, enjoy it. So make sure you guys do that as well. Going on to the number 8 question, Miss Stephanie, there's, for a filmmaker, there's a lot to accomplish. What will you hope to accomplish, in the future as a filmmaker?
I mean, my ultimate goal as a filmmaker is just to create these stories all the time. I don't really have too many goals as far as like, I need to win an Oscar or I need to do this. But to me, it's just if I can make a living by creating these stories and telling these stories about these women, then I think that my career would be fulfilled.
Mm-hmm. And I like that. That's a refreshing answer. So you're not award-driven. You're just story-driven. You just want to tell as many different stories as possible. That is a lot better than to be award-driven. So
yeah, I mean, and that's what it's all about. It's just to tell these stories and to be creative, but still be able to make a living out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, can you tell Tea and Sweets, do you have any upcoming projects besides Hot West Wedding Dress?
Right now I don't. So Hot Mess, I've been focusing a lot more on Hot Mess this year because we just launched in May. We are currently streaming on Amazon Prime in several countries, the US, UK, Germany, Mexico, a lot of the Latin American countries, and it's coming to a couple of the European countries as well. We're also on Vimeo on demand for rent or buy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been working since May, away from home. I've been on the road for a while, working for my survival job, which is in marketing. So while I've been working, I've been writing. And so I'm working on several scripts that I would like to pitch next year to bring to life and hopefully bring in some more things. But I have some micro budget feature concepts that I do plan to bring to life next year. And I mean, it's just like Mark Duplass says, is the cavalry's not coming. So I'm constantly trying to create things that I know that I can make because I know that no one's going to save me. I'm the only one who can save myself. And so I just want to tell these stories the best way that I can. Some of them are meant to be later on when I have more funding. Some I can do right now. And so, I mean, I just want to make it happen the best way possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great quote. I definitely love that. That definitely spoke to me because, I definitely can relate kind of wanting to, for my podcast say I am the only one that can make this, come together. So I definitely know what you mean when you say, no one's going to save me but myself. So I definitely, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a South by Southwest keynote speech that Mark Duplass did, I think, a couple years ago. If you haven't listened to it, you should, because he's very deep into it. Like, hey, the cavalry's not coming. You got to do this for yourself. And then eventually you'll get to a point where you'll do one for them and one for you. Like, there's still going to be that part where don't really want to do this project, but it pays the bills so that I can do the project that I really want to.
Absolutely. See, yeah. I'll definitely have to check that out because that really definitely spoke with me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Stephanie, to give you just one more little bonus question for all our Tea and Swiss audience out there. We all definitely love movies, but we all kind of like our snacks as well. What snacks would you pair with your movie?
I would put white cheddar popcorn with my movie because she actually eats it at some point too. It's a stoner film, a female stoner film. So white cheddar popcorn is like the stoner snack. And it's really well with wine.
I love it. I have to write that down somewhere. No, I think that is great. That is the best answer I've gotten. Oh my goodness. I am so happy I got you on here because now I have to go discover that film. That is the greatest answer I've gotten. I asked tons of filmmakers that question, of course, actors and whoever, and best answer, hands down. If I could meet you, Stephanie, I want to shake your hand and be like, thank you for that.
Yeah, we got to go out for drinks and have some white cheddar popcorn while we watch the movies.
Love it. Love it. Oh, Miss Stephanie, I knew that, like I said, there was a filmmaking connection, and then we also have more connection with the white cheddar popcorn. That is amazing. I knew it. I love it. But I do appreciate you coming on here and speaking with us, and especially talking about your first feature film, Hot Mess. Like I said, I definitely hope the Tea and Sweets audience definitely goes see it and goes enjoy it. It's definitely a refreshing comedy to see. But I definitely appreciate you for coming on here and speaking with me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, of course, everyone. Just want to press one more time. Make sure you guys follow Stefanie Davis at Gypsy Filmmaker. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. I'll make sure you guys follow her there, and make sure you guys follow her also on other social medias as well, and make sure you guys check out Hot Mess. It is definitely a nice, refreshing comedy, and you're definitely going to want to know and definitely want to follow Stephanie to see more of her film work. That I can guarantee. But I definitely want to thank our guest, Stephanie, one more time for being a great guest on here. I definitely want to thank everybody for listening for another great episode of Tea and Sweets with Miss J. Of course, you guys know I am your hostess with the mostest, Miss J, a.k.a. Miss Simone Jackson. We guys will be back with another great episode here soon. Make sure you guys tune in. But until then, everyone, stay beautiful, stay happy, and we'll be back soon. Till then, have a great day, guys. Bye.